The sun rose slowly over the horizon of Zorath, casting long shadows across the alien landscape. Bioluminescent plants that had glowed faintly at night now shimmered with a soft, natural light, and the air was filled with the songs of creatures that Alex had never seen before. He stirred from his makeshift camp, careful not to startle the wild alien girl, who had curled up near a cluster of glowing ferns. Her lavender skin reflected the morning light, and her amber eyes were open, alert, studying him with the same wariness she had shown since the market. "Good morning," Alex said quietly, smiling. "Time to keep moving." She did not respond, only tilting her head and watching as he packed his few belongings. Alex had learned to speak softly around her. Loud noises or sudden movements made her tense. He realized that patience would be their greatest ally. She was not a pet nor a tool. She was a living, thinking being who needed time to trust him. The journey ahead was long. Zorath was full of strange terrains, forests with trees that seemed to hum, rivers that glowed with liquid light, and hills that rose steeply, their slopes covered in plants with sharp edges. Alex walked carefully, scanning for any danger while keeping an eye on the alien girl. She moved behind him at first, always at a distance, sometimes pausing to examine a plant or sniff the air. As the morning passed, Alex noticed something extraordinary. A group of small, winged creatures approached the girl. They hovered in the air, their tiny wings sparkling in the sunlight, and circled her with what seemed like curiosity. The alien girl did not panic. Instead, she crouched slightly, watching them with interest. Then, to Alex's amazement, she made a soft chirping sound and the creatures responded, landing gently on branches nearby. Alex's jaw dropped. You can communicate with them," he whispered. The girl's ears twitched, and she glanced at him briefly before returning her attention to the creatures. She chirped again, and they echoed her sounds. Alex realized that she had abilities far beyond what he had imagined. She was not simply wild. She was intelligent, sensitive, and connected to the natural world in ways humans rarely understood. The group continued their journey, moving through forests and across shallow streams. Alex tried to talk to her, telling her stories of Earth and his travels, hoping to show her that he meant no harm. She listened, sometimes tilting her head or letting out a soft sound that he took as acknowledgement. Slowly, the tension in her body began to ease. By midday, they reached a narrow canyon. The walls rose steeply on either side, and the path was rocky and uneven. Alex carefully led the way, but he sensed that the alien girl was restless. She crouched low, sniffing the air and scanning the canyon as if she could sense something ahead. Suddenly, without warning, she bolted forward, faster than Alex could react. "Wait!" he shouted, running after her, but she was too quick. She leapt onto a ledge, her movements agile and precise. Alex had to pause, catching his breath, realizing that she was showing him just how skilled she was. From the shadows of the canyon, a large creature emerged, a predator with dark scales, 4 legs, and eyes that glowed with hunger. It growled low, moving toward the alien girl with deadly intent. Alex's heart raced. He had weapons, but he hesitated. He did not want to hurt her or the creature if he could avoid it. The alien girl did not panic. She crouched, tail flicking, and in a blur of movement she leapt at the predator. She twisted in the air, landing lightly on its back, clawing at it with strength and precision. The predator roared in surprise and anger, but she was too fast, too agile. Alex watched in awe as she danced around the creature, using every part of her body, legs, tail, even her glowing hair, to defend herself. Alex realized he had underestimated her. She was not helpless. She was extraordinary. And yet, as he approached cautiously, he saw that the predator was injured, struggling to get free. Alex knew he had to act. He used a flare gun to scare it away, firing a bright light that caused it to retreat into the shadows. The alien girl crouched, chest heaving, eyes scanning the canyon for any other danger. She looked at Alex, and for the first time he thought he saw a spark of respect, or maybe understanding, in her eyes. She did not flee. She stayed near him. "Good job," he said softly, kneeling a safe distance away. You're amazing." She made a small chirping noise, almost like a laugh, before moving closer. Alex reached out, keeping his hand open and low. She sniffed it and then allowed him to touch her arm lightly. That simple contact, brief as it was, felt monumental. Trust was beginning to grow. The afternoon passed as they continued their journey. Alex began to notice other signs of her abilities. She could sense danger before he could, stopping him from stepping into areas where the ground was unstable or where hidden predators lurked. She seemed to understand the language of the forest, the whispers of the wind, and even the subtle movements of plants. Alex realized that in many ways she was a guide, not just a companion. As evening approached, they reached a small plateau overlooking a valley filled with glowing plants and streams. Alex set up a small camp again, careful to create space for her. She sat nearby, watching him, her eyes alert and curious. "I know this is strange," Alex said quietly. "You've never had someone like me before. I know you've been treated badly, but I promise I won't ever hurt you. I want us to be partners, friends." She tilted her head, considering his words in her own way. Then slowly she approached, sitting a few feet away. It was progress, small but meaningful. Alex smiled, feeling a warmth he had not expected. Night fell and the stars appeared in the sky, countless and bright. Alex lay back, staring at them, thinking about the galaxy, about the dangers they had faced, and about the journey ahead. The alien girl had not spoken, and she would not speak like humans did, but her presence was comforting. It was a reminder that trust could be built, slowly, carefully, and that even the wildest spirit could learn to accept friendship. Suddenly, a noise from the valley below caught Alex's attention. Shadows moved among the glowing plants, and he realized they were being watched. Other traders, or perhaps bounty hunters, had learned of the wild alien girl for $1 and wanted to capture her. Alex's heart pounded. He had promised to protect her, and now the promise was being tested. The alien girl crouched, ears twitching, tail lashing. She sensed the danger before Alex could even see it clearly. She made a low hiss, a warning, and then leapt toward him, urging him to follow. Together they moved through the valley, using the glowing plants as cover, their movements synchronized in a way that was almost instinctual. Alex marveled at her abilities. She was not only strong and fast, but smart. She understood strategy, stealth, and survival. And yet, despite her wild nature, she seemed to trust him enough to lead him through danger. He realized that their bond was growing not through words, but through shared experience, through understanding, and through mutual respect. Hours passed, and they finally found a safe place to rest, a small cave hidden behind a waterfall of liquid light. The alien girl allowed Alex to enter first, then settled nearby, still alert but calmer than before. Alex lit a small lamp, careful not to startle her, and offered her some food he had packed. She sniffed it, then ate slowly, watching him as she did. "You're learning to trust me," Alex said softly. "And I'm learning to trust you too. Together, we can handle anything." For the first time, the alien girl made a sound that Alex interpreted as agreement, a soft, melodic chirp that echoed lightly in the cave. It was a small victory, but it felt enormous. They had faced danger together, and they had survived. They were learning to rely on each other. As he lay down to rest, Alex thought about the journey ahead. The galaxy was vast, and many would see the alien girl as a prize, a curiosity, or a threat. But Alex knew that she was more than that. She was a partner, a friend, and perhaps even a teacher. He had much to learn from her, just as she had much to learn from him. The night was calm, and for the first time since leaving the market, Alex felt a sense of hope. The alien girl lay nearby, eyes glowing faintly, her body relaxed but ready. He knew the road ahead would be dangerous, but he also knew that together, they could face whatever the galaxy threw at them. Trust, he realized, was not given, it was earned. And in earning her trust, he had discovered something incredible. The wildest spirits could be tamed not by force, but by respect, care, and courage. The stars above shone brightly, and in their light, Alex saw a future filled with adventure, discovery, and partnership. The alien girl for $1 had become something priceless, and together, they were ready to face the galaxy.